Hey, good afternoon. It's Friday, December 1st, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. Wasn't able to do a video yesterday, wasn't feeling well. That's why I always say, Lord willing, we'll see you the next day. But everything's cool today, and again, excited to start this month of December with you. It's amazing. Time just keeps moving. This is the last month of 2023. Christmas is now 3.5 weeks away. And we're getting ready. It seems like just yesterday we were talking about ending 2022, and now here we are again. And tomorrow I'm going to start a study preparing for the Advent from Luke's Gospel. I'm really excited about it. And again, we'll get to that tomorrow, but you can be praying about that. Today I want to kind of touch on a couple of themes we've had recently. But as you know, this is the gift-giving season. So the title of the video today is When Gifts Become Possessions. When gifts become possessions. And actually, that's a problem that we have to be aware of and deal with. You see, as humans, we have a problem with possessions. Remember we looked at earlier this week in Luke 12, when Jesus gave this stern warning to this man who was seeking to get more possessions. A man's life, a person's life, a child's life does not consist in the abundance of possessions, in the acquisition of stuff. That's not what life is about. But that's what we tend to do with it. And perhaps there's no more important time of the year to recognize this, to deal with it, than in this Christmas season of gift giving. Even our culture, the secularized culture around us, still is interested and involved in gift giving, even if it's just for selfish purposes. You see, the problem with gift giving is that the gifts that we give, the gifts that we think that we give, as if we are giving them from what we possess, so they can become the possession of someone else. Let me state that again. Our problem is that we take from our possessions, we think, and give to someone else so it now could become part of their possessions. But God has something very different for us, a different way to look at it. There's two important realities that we've got to embrace, internalize, if we're going to understand the difference of what happens with possessions and why they become so toxic to us. Because we tend to think of possessions as something I possess. But here are two important realities that we've got to grasp here. The first is all of our possessions have a dual origin. There's the obvious one, the human source. That is the person that we give the gift to. That's a gift that we're giving. So the person who gave the gift, that's one origin. Or perhaps it's our own labors that produce that. So I wasn't given a gift, I worked for it my own. I tend to think that that's all that there is. That's the human source. That's an important source, but that's not all that there is. Then there's the divine source. All things flow from the gracious hand of God. Everything I own, everything I possess, everything that I have, even what I have to give to someone else, is given to me by God. And we see this in Matthew 6 at the end of the chapter, where Jesus lays out for us what's important, where the real values are, and not to value stuff. So understanding then these two faceted reality here, that all of our possessions have a dual origin, that leads us to the second point then. The ownership then, this is the giving of the gift, but the ownership, there's dual ownership too. There's the ownership that you possess, things that are in your name, stuff that you borrow from or buy from the bank, or you pay taxes on, that's in your name, not in God's name, but in your name. That's half of it. But the bigger part, the divine part, is that, again, everything that we have comes from Him. And it's to be used to honor God. So there is a sense in which everything I own is also owned by God, given to me as a test of stewardship to bring honor to His name. It's never exclusively mine. Everything that I have has been made possible by the care of God, by the kindness of God, by the provision of God. So we can't forget that. So then what does this mean in terms of you and me giving gifts, especially this time of year? Well, first thing is, every gift that we give should be to honor the person, not to bring honor to me, not to get somebody to return a favor for me, not to appease for anything, but because I really want to honor this person and care for them, regardless of what the payback is to me. I shouldn't have anything like that. I shouldn't do it so someone will like me. I should do it because I really want to honor them. And then right along with that, this gift that I give must be also one that brings honor to God. Even if the person doesn't fully get it, I need to make sure in my own heart, my own conscience, that I'm giving this so that God is honored. I want to be careful how I give gifts. I don't want to give a gift that's going to be toxic or negative to someone just because they'll like me. I want to give a gift that will be truly a benefit and a blessing to them. And so they will see the wonder of God and see the kindness of God even in the gift that I give. So this gift then, it's meant to bring honor to God. It's not about you and me. And in this culture, in this season of holidays, rather than the season of Advent, gifts are given primarily because of the benefit it gives to us, instead of the true gift of reflecting the honor and glory of God. The reason that we give gifts in the first place is because of the magnificent gift that was given to you and me by God in the person of Christ. And everything else flows from that. That's what's so important. We want to give gifts that are going to be more than possessions. Gifts that point us to the honor and wonder and glory of God. Remember, our lives, they don't consist in the abundance of possessions. Our lives are not about acquiring things. Our lives are meant to be an act of worship in all that we do. And that's what God is calling us to do. So when you're giving gifts, and again, don't misunderstand me, I'm giving gifts too this season. I'm excited to do it. But I want to do it in such a way so that I understand I'm using the resources that God has given me to bless someone else, and then help them to see that this gift is about the honor and wonder of God. And I don't need something back from them to praise me or thank me for the gift. I'm just thrilled to be able to express my appreciation for this person so that God is honored. Don't allow your gifts to become mere possessions. Don't allow what you have to be a possession. Realize that it's from God, to be used for God, to bring glory to His name, and to bring blessing and joy to others. Again, I love your thoughts and feedback, and I'm super excited tomorrow because we're going to jump into Luke's Gospel to get a full picture of the Advent and what it means to our lives and the importance of the world around us. Thank you so much for being here today. Such a blessing. Love to have the cows too. It's such a blessing when we can do that. Again, thank you for being here, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. May God richly bless you as you seek to live for His glory.